Hey guys, it's Harlow, and today I wanted to show you a very quick and basic tutorial on how to create a reflection with Second Life and Photoshop in a mirror. Second Life, as most of you know, does not really have mirror properties with their graphics. You can see like reflections in like water and the clouds and the elements of the land, but not really avatars when it comes to mirroring. So um, I'm hoping that's something we see more of in the future. I know recently I explored that Midnight in Paris sim and they had some pretty interesting like reflection materials, which I'm not sure how they did, but I know that avatars did not reflect in it. So today I'm going to show you how to do a very basic reflection. It's not going to be perfect. This is something I've kind of recently learned myself, so I'm definitely still very new at it. So I guess I should give you guys the disclaimer that it's not going to be perfect, but it'll at least give you an understanding on how to do it. If anybody has an easier way of doing it in the comments, please let me know because I tend to do things the hard way. So yeah, the first thing I did was I took two photos of my avatar. I took one from this angle and then I spun around and took one from this angle. And then I brought them into Photoshop. So I'm going to go into Photoshop and open both the images I took. All right, so here are our images. And you want to try and keep them similar in size, but you can warp them once they're in the mirror. So first thing I'm always going to do is make a new layer or duplicate. And then I am going to take this little magic wand here and I set my tolerance level to about 15. Make sure I'm on this layer button here. And then I'm going to click on the mirror. And then I'm going to hold shift and click till I get the whole mirror. And looks like I did a pretty good job of getting all of that. And then I go up to layer, new, layer via copy. So now we have this new layer, and if you take these away, you can see it just copied over the mirror. And then next, I am going to go to my other image. I'm going to select it all, hit Control C for copy, or you can go up to edit and copy it that way. And then I'm going to go into my image and hit Control V, or again, edit, paste. Now we have it here. The first thing I'm going to do is right click on my layer over here and go to create clipping mask. And that is going to put the image inside my mirror like magic. So then I'm going to take my little move tool here and I am going to make sure I'm on my layer with this picture, and I'm going to just start kind of moving this around to where I want it to go. And we obviously want to find my avatar. There she is. And like I said, this is where it gets kind of tricky. This mirror is on a slight angle. It's kind of hard to see, but first thing I'm going to do is kind of put her a bit at an angle here. And then you kind of want her down a little bit. And I always like to kind of skew the image a bit because you don't want it to be perfect, because the reflection wouldn't necessarily be perfect in the mirror. It would be a little bit warped. So yeah, I don't want to keep you guys all day, but basically something along the lines like that. And then I like to do a blending layer, and this is going to help us make it look a little bit more realistic here. So you can look through here. I like the darkened one, but as I go through, the one that usually stands out the most is usually the overlay. So I'll do that. And then you can adjust it if you want. But I feel like that does a pretty good job. We can look through the other ones here as well to see if there's any that really stand out. I don't think I picked the best wind light for this, but it at least gives you an understanding of how this works. So yeah, I would say the overlay is definitely the best one. And then you just kind of have to look here and see how the rest of the image looks around the edge. you can kind of soften. You can take like a soft brush. Let's see here. A little bit of the eraser tool. Just kind of go along the edges here. And that just kind of make sure that you're, whoop, I'm on the wrong thing. So, whoops, do. Make sure your opacity is pretty low. And I just kind of go along the edge here and just soften that up just slightly. It's very subtle, but it makes that line a little less harsh. Where we've basically pasted it in there. So yeah, then if you want, you can do a slight blur. Gaussian blur, lens blur. I usually don't do much of a blur with this, but you can if you want it just to be slightly more realistic. And I would keep it very, very, very subtle. About like that. And then you can merge your layers all together. And there you go. You've got your reflection. And then I would probably take this image, crop it down here. Or do whatever with it. I know I've got puppy's ear here in the background. This was a bad example, but it at least gives you guys an understanding of how to do a reflection in a mirror in Second Life. I hope this has been helpful. Again, I know it's not perfect, but it should give you the basic understanding on how to set up a reflection for your avatar in Second Life. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Have a great day.